Are made. This is how.
Salute. Welcome. Y'all get yourself some refreshments, some snacks, some beverages. We got a real good one in store for y'all today. Let me do something. I keep forgetting to do this, y'all. Okay. So that everybody can see the chat just like we see the chat. All right. So on that note, salute to the chat. Salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all wholeheartedly. Y'all know before we get any show started, I always like to kind of just take a brief moment of silence. This is for anybody who lost a loved one or anybody who lost their lives. If you have anybody who wound up getting locked up, anything like that, this is to let them know that their legacy is not going unmatched. We always commemorate all of those individuals who gave their lives or lost their lives in whatever particular type of way. So we're going to take a brief moment of silence, and then I'll get on with the show. Salute. Man, like I said, we got a real good one in store for y'all today. This young lady has came into my life, and believe it or not, she doesn't know this, and I never revealed this to her, but changed my life in such an impactful way. Her energy, the way that she cares for her people, for anybody who's around her. I can't wait to further introduce her to y'all. She is by far an up-and-coming content creator, somebody who is blazing a trail. One of the first people in 2026 to get monetized under Are You Locked In and so on and so forth. So we tip our hats up. Without further ado, we introduce you to Miss Jane. Wait a minute now. Hold on. I'm gonna have to change this because
I can do the side. I can go on the side.
Let me see.
If the comments are good. People see my face all the time. They'll be all right.
No. We're gonna make sure that let's see. No, we can't do that one. Let me think. Let me Nope. Nope. They just got this so stupid. Like,
you can change like the width and stuff, but I think the first one was okay. Like I said, I was able to move to the side of it that it wasn't covered up. Yeah, this is fine. Like I said, I can kind of move over here. This is good.
Man, no, listen, they just ain't
good. I'm being serious. This is good. Like I'm looking on my phone. People can see.
Man, listen, they ain't gonna. Y'all can catch the comments later. Let me see. All right. Anyway, I'll try to pop your comments up as y'all come in, if that'll work. So salute the chat, man. We really appreciate y'all. Jane, by far, we would love for you to just introduce yourself to everyone, and then we could get on with your nice interview, your feature in the magazine.
Sure. So, JC Calamity Jane, I came on the scene as a content creator September 13th. It was, I was so you, like many of us, YouTube has been a part of my reality just because it's been one of those things that, YouTube University, or if I need to figure out how to do things for work or around the house. I'm married to a very frugal individual. I'm a very frugal individual. So we will always try to find a way to fix something first before hiring anyone to fix something. And so YouTube was always, the relationship between me and YouTube was always just a source of, if I needed to figure something out, go to YouTube. If I needed to figure out something for work and they weren't going to pay for training, go to YouTube, right? And then there's the entertainment side. I don't watch, we don't have cable and stuff like that. And so usually late night shows, stuff like that, watch the clips and everything. So that was always my relationship with YouTube, so to speak. And then I did start on a weight loss journey using Zepbound, which I'm sure we'll talk about it, which is a GLP-1 GIP medication initially for the treatment of type 2 diabetes, but it eventually was discovered that one of the things that it does due to the treatment of diabetes is that it makes your hormones work and your stuff. And so as a result, you lose weight. So I started that journey in July, and just wanting to kind of hear other people's experiences, things like that, came on the scene of, getting into conversations, talking. I'm gonna always be one of those people in the room that I'm gonna say something. It's hard for me to hold my tongue sometimes. So I was there. There's only so much you can say in a chat before it becomes about you. And so through the encouragement of Joe at Sleep and Slip Down Journey, DeBossway, who we all know and love, and a few other content creators who are here with us, they were like, start a channel. So during my birthday month, because Virgos like to make it about them, went ahead and started a channel September 13th, and the rest, as they say, is history. And here we are today. So that's kind of a little bit about me. Texan, born and bred Texan. I'm very proud of that, even though Texas has its faults. I'm very proud to say I'm a born and bred Texan. So,
well, listen, we got a special guest. See, one of the individuals who is responsible for my content creating career. This young man right here, China Brim. He is from 050 The Movement, man. Shout out to them. Mm-hmm. They blazed the way for a lot of us content creators in that sector to come about doing content and make money from it. He's the originator of put it in the comment section. So if you've been hearing that slang or terminology, it came from China Brim and the whole 050 movement. And we'd like to definitely salute them, because like I said, probably without them doing what they did, a lot of us wouldn't be content creating. We would have been doing other things. So shout out to them. And I'm going to make sure I shout out each and every content creator that's here that took the time to spend this time with us. We appreciate y'all. We're going to open up a segment later on for y'all to ask Jane any questions. We have some questions for her written down, and we're going to find out some more about Jane. Like one thing that I've learned from watching her, her knowledge of chickens, between chickens and hens and turkeys, and by far, I've never known that many. I just don't. And to see it unfold, to see someone in tune with nature and animals and so on and so forth, that is by far. I'm a city guy, so to see farming life is a huge plus. All right, so family, welcome tonight. We're going to again introduce Jane correctly. Tonight is about showing up anyway our guest lives her life out loud through health challenges, homesteading, discipline, joy, setbacks, and growth, and still chooses grace. Family, help me welcome Jane. Okay, drop a blue heart if you respect real life stories. Put a blue heart in the comment section if you respect real life stories. All right, so let me see if I can.
I'm just going to wave to all the folks. There's a lot of wonderful creators and just supporters in the room. So that if you see me do this, it's me waving at you and acknowledging during the interview and everything. And my sister's in the chat too. So
hey, sister.
Yeah, everybody say hi to sister.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with this first question right here.
Okay.
For someone meeting you for the very first time, who is Calamity Jane really, and where did the name Calamity Jane come from, and what does it mean to you today?
Yeah. So both great questions. So, who for someone meeting me the first time, I would say I follow the motto of there was a sign that my dad had made for each of the kids. This little wooden plaque, and the sign that was mine was "Take the bull by the horn." And basically, that's just the meaning of that is that you confront life in such a way with boldness, maybe a little fear, but knowing that if you approach a situation with grace, confidence, and a little bit of insanity, I guess, that you can take that bull by the horn, grab it, and do what you need to do. Small story, apparently when I was a child, I had a bull that was my best friend. At the end of our neighbor's bull, at the end of school, I would go over and play with this bull all the time. So it is very much a reality that I did not fear an actual bull. So that's kind of how I approach life. Our parents raised us in such a way that they would always say to us, no one is better than you, and you are not better than anyone else. But they also believe that anything we wanted in life, as long as it didn't harm ourselves or others, go for it. Go for the things you want in life, right? So there's that. So that is who you're ultimately going to meet. Calamity Jane. So Calamity Jane in the history of the Western lore is someone who lived life very much that way. She hung out with the likes of, Bill Hickok. She was a sharpshooter, Westerner. She sort of lived that life, right? The way I came about the name is we did CB radios as kids. My dad did CB radios as kids, and so we each had a CB. We had a call name, a handle. We had now we're on YouTube. We had a handle, and so mine was Calamity Jane. So very much take that. The theme. She was a woman in the old Wild West who, she lived her life the way she wanted to live it. Not to say she wasn't vulnerable and all those things, but she lived life the way she wanted to live it.
Okay. Before YouTube, before content, who were you in that season of life?
So 2025, without saying too much, 2025 was a very tough year. A lot happened in the United States that impacted a lot of people. I was one of them who was in constant concern about what I would be doing the next day and how to do it, right? It was just a very tough year. And so who I was before becoming a content creator was someone who was very anxious about anxious about her day to day. I think that's the best way to describe every day prior to September 13th is what I would say. Just very anxious about what is next if X, Y, and Z happens, right? And so what I knew about 2025 is that I would focus on the things I could. I have the Alcoholics Anonymous prayer outside. I've not struggled with alcohol, but it's a prayer. I struggle with control issues, so it's a prayer. My mother got me a plaque years ago that I hang outside my office, and I have had to learn throughout life that I cannot control other people, other things, other circumstances, and so what I can control are the things that focus on my controllables, which is, health, family, my faith, and then my finances. And so those are the things I focused on prior to, and I still focus on those things. Those will always be my priorities, but that in a very turbulent year that 2025 has been, and it's getting even more interesting. Those are the things I can control. And so that's what I focused on.
Okay. Yeah. What pushed you to finally say, I'm going to share my story publicly?
Again, just getting into the chats, being able to kind of communicate who I was. I'm also a type 1 diabetic. So real quick, going back to the original reason I came on was to be part of the GLP-1 or that healthy, that weight loss community while taking a GLP-1 GIP. And some of my GLP GIP, if y'all want to put some things in the chat, and I'll make sure that if y'all, we'll get those definitions later and put them in the chat. But so it was originally for that, and my unique situation, because typically these medicines have been prescribed for type 1 diabetics. Since then, the FDA has approved it for some other conditions outside of type 2 diabetes, and if you have a BMI greater than a certain number, it's been approved for like sleep apnea and some other things. But I'm in a unique situation, not alone, but unique situation, especially on YouTube, that I am a type 1 diabetic, which is a little bit different than type 2. Type 1 diabetics typically, not always, because there's a lady on here that she got type 1 as an adult. But type 1 diabetes is typically when something, either through injury, infection, whatever the case, something has happened that the beta cells in your pancreas have been attacked and basically deemed non-functional. And so my body does not produce insulin. So insulin, your pancreas is what produces insulin. And so my body does not produce insulin. Therefore, and y'all see me this is not me, I'm not exposing anything here, but many of y'all see me, I wear an insulin pump. So insulin is put inside. So this is like an external pancreas essentially. So I'm getting an insulin pump. And so that's pumping through my body at all times. And so, yeah, because my body doesn't produce it. So being on Zepbound as a type 1 diabetic is sort of unique in this experience of being on GLP-1. So I thought it was a story that could be shared, because I was always typing it in the chat. I'm a type 1 and this is what happens to me. Insulin sensitivity and is different than so, because people tend to say just diabetes, and there's multiple types of diabetes. So we just have to be, language is one thing you're going to hear about me, is language is important. Definitions are important. And so, making sure we say things like type 2, because if we just say diabetes, we assume that it's the same for everybody. And even within type 2 or within type 1, these things are not the same. And how people experience these things are not the same. But you have to get me off you have to remind me to get off the soapbox every once in a while.
No, you good. So no, and I'm going to stop right here for a second, because it takes someone with a lot of testicle fortitude to sit up there and speak on themselves and their medical condition and so on and so forth. Because of you, right? Because of the things that you shared, I'm going to share something. Like a lot of people don't know, 2 years ago, I had a massive heart attack. I was a little over 315 pounds. I wound up losing 40 pounds, and now I got my health back together. But it's all because of people like yourself. And shout out to Joe. Like when I finally get Joe up here and she tells her story and so on and so forth, y'all bring the bravery of, hey, even though you're diagnosed with whatever condition you're diagnosed with, it's not the end. Like there are other individuals, and there are actions you can take to correct those health choices, I should say.
You have to, yeah, and you have to share it. And for me, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So okay, everybody, imagine your 14-year-old self. Imagine your 14-year-old self, right? Whatever you were doing around that time. That's when I got diagnosed with it. There's a long, I think I share it in another, one of these days, I'll link it to this video. I share it in that, kind of the story of my diagnosis. Funny story. I was not aware of any of it, so it gets retold to me. And, but anyway, it was the age of 14. So at the age of 14, you're already in that awkward stage of life. And here I am, because this is when you had vials and needles. So here you are as a type 1 diabetic in the middle of a small rural community, having to shoot yourself up every day at lunch or whatever the case may be. At some point in that period, you get over being shy about your disease. And I can only speak to being a type 1 diabetic, right? In my experience in that. And so I share every health condition I have? No, but the ones that I have that I do share, and it's something that in this community it's important that we're open about it because, and I'll keep this short, because of the cost of these medications and the impact it's having on other diseases that the FDA is currently not approved for, it is very important that whether it's, I'm not saying everybody go on YouTube that's on this medication, but what I am saying is whether it's your medical provider, whether it's your nurse practitioner, whoever wants to listen in the medical field, they need to hear about the impact this is having, these GLP-1s are having on other medical conditions, because it's changing people's lives. And that's ultimately because it's balancing two important hormones. So it's changing people's lives. So for me, it's very important to be vocal about it, because how else will people like the FDA and who make those decisions know that it's impacting us? So, okay, but I'll stop there.
It's okay. Shout out to Harry Jr. Listen, shout out to anybody that ever super chats or cash apps or man. Listen, it is by far one of the best gestures that you can show to a content creator that, hey, listen, we appreciate y'all for what you're doing. Yes, we definitely appreciate y'all 1000%. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking. Now y'all see me keep turning my head to the side, right? The reason being, one of my favorite aunts, Aunt Nita, you resemble her so much. So I'm looking here and my wife is showing me like, yo, she looks like Aunt Nita, and I'm trying to look away from you and trying to focus.
Hey, we have family in your neck of the, like, I'm convinced at this point we're all related. Like, there's another content creator, Michelle's Mirror. Like, our people are from the same place in Alabama. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up on my ancestry. So yeah, we have people up in in that area. So you never know. You never know.
Watch this. Oh, hold on for 1 second. All right, this mind blowing. All right, let me get back on track. I'm so sorry, my bad. I hear the clippable moment, y'all. One good thing about when you're streaming, now they let you know when the clippable moment question is coming. So Life One with diabetes 1 or type 1 diabetes, real life and raw. You've lived with type 1 diabetes for over 30 years. What has that journey truly looked like?
So I would say for the first 28 years, I will describe it as someone who I've been very lucky. The story of my diagnosis was very lucky. It was a matter of very lucky in the sense of I probably did not manage it as I had to flip the switch in my head that it was a disease that I had to deal with, because oftentimes I would get very depressed, very frustrated. I mean, it's a disease that, again, you're having to deal with decisions prior to making decisions. If I want to work out, I got to make sure my blood sugar is where it needs to be 2 hours before I want to work out. If I'm going somewhere that I'm not in control of the food, I've got to decide, well, how much insulin do I need to have on board? And, there's a lot of decisions you have before you do a thing. There's like all these decisions you have to make in order to just manage the disease. I limited a lot of the travel I did at a young age because it's like, well, what happens if I'm over in another country and I'm without my medicine, or if something happens, what happens to me? So I put a lot of limitations on myself as a young adult as a result of this medical condition. So it took a while to reframe my language around type 1 into, it's not something I've got to deal with, it's something I have to manage, right? And so and there's been parts along, even getting to the hospital was a miracle. My father had to call the local sheriff's, luckily it's a rural community. We all know each other. He literally calls the local sheriff's office and says, I will be driving very quickly. Do not try to stop me. So the local sheriff, and again, my sister can give any sort of things I say incorrectly. And so what the local sheriff did, it's like, we'll escort you to the hospital. So that's sort of the nature of where, it was a drive that typically takes 30 minutes. I think my dad got there in 15, if not less. And so it's one of those things that, that is the beginning of the story. And then there was moments along the way, I just didn't take care of it. I just didn't take, I didn't take my insulin when I was supposed to. There's times you get frustrated that you're just like, well, whatever happens. There was times that, because I get my eyes checked, every 6 months. And so there was times that the microvascular symptoms complications would come up. There'd be times that some of the other symptoms would get in the way. And so it was a disease I was not managing very well. In 2016, that's when I first got the insulin pump. That helped a whole lot with the management of the condition. And then, of course, when I got on the GLP-1 journey, and why this is so important and why I love talking about this, because once I turn this into a situation where it's a disease I want to manage as I go about life, I can retire in 10 years. And so as I get close to retirement and all these things, my goal is to be able to reduce the amount of insulin that I take, because insulin, it's a manufactured insulin in and of itself has side effects, whether it's cognitive, whatever the case, there's side effects involved, right? So my goal has been to reduce the amount of insulin that I take, especially as I get older. And so since I've been on this drug, this Zepbound, and while yes, it's helped me lose weight, I've been able to lose 67. As of this past Wednesday, I've lost 67.4 pounds since July. Yay. But more important than that is since I've been on this medication, I've reduced my total daily insulin intake by greater than 50%.
That's what's up.
So what does that look like cost? Because, we're worried about the dollars when it comes to medication. So I get a 90-day supply of insulin. I get 7 vials for my 90-day supply of insulin. The order of insulin I did in September, I got 7 vials in that order in September. I'm literally just starting the 4th vial. That's what that looks like in cost savings. So that is why it's important to talk about our journey on these medications.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna take another brief second. This is gonna be another clippable moment for y'all. Y'all ready? For the men, for young men and young adults that's out here dealing with any form of diabetes and things like that, right? For a man, when you start taking insulin or metformin or any of that stuff, right? I'm gonna let you know right up front. It messes with your sex drive. It has you to the point where, I'm not going to take this medicine because I can't perform if I'm on this medicine. But if I don't take the medicine, I'm not going to live. It messes with you mentally. I'm here to tell y'all, I'm here as living proof. The minute you start losing some weight, your performance changes. Your mindset changes. You're able to do the do and have fun doing the do. So just stay focused, man. Take your medication and do your best to work out so that you can wean yourself off of the medication so that you can get back to being involved as you would like to be. It is scary to deal with, but because of people like James, because of other individuals that we have in the community, you can learn so much. So, like this next question right here, it's going to be clippable because this question is, what's the hardest part of managing type 1 diabetes that people don't see on camera?
When something doesn't work out like it's supposed to. So a quick example of that, I haven't had it recently, like I said, since being on this medication, but the exercise thing. So as a type 1, so let me kind of, I'll do some technical stuff and then we'll move forward. So the way in which, and this is why they tell people that movement is so important. If you've been diagnosed with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, this is why movement is so important. Because for every minute you do like a cardiovascular exercise, your blood glucose will drop the same. So if I do a 30-minute cardio workout, my blood glucose can go down by 30 deciliter over or ml over d or mg over dl. So as a type 1, because I'm taking insulin, there is a setting on an insulin pump called a temporary basal. So it reduces the amount of insulin that's slowly trickling through your body so you don't get too many lows if you're trying to do a workout. So prior to taking Zepbound, this is my morning routine. I would wake up 2 hours before I wanted to work out. I would see what my blood sugar was. If it was in the 130s or 140s, I know if I did a 30-minute something, it would drop my insulin to a normal range of 100. But if I was in the 100 range, like if it was in the 90s and the 100s, I know that if I did a 30-minute exercise, I could potentially be dropping my insulin past 70, right? And going into a low. And so it was always this game of like, what's my insulin doing 2 hours before I want to work out? Who wants to do that? And then, because I'd be so excited about working out. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to get this done tomorrow. I'm going to get up in the morning, get it done. I'm going to start my workout routine. And I would wake up and it'd be, whatever, it'd be too low. And so it's like, well, do I eat a banana? Do I eat something? And then I go work out and do all. So it becomes this game of like, I just want to work out. Like, it's like, so that is where I would get, as you have this disease and get older, moments like that causes a lot of frustration and sometimes just anger. Just not why me anger, but what the anger. It's not the why me, it's more of the why do I have to deal with it? I literally just want to work out. So yeah, so that's probably the toughest thing.
She got her phone number.
Yeah.
All right. I'll show it 1 second. Let me drop a disclaimer real quick because I know we're talking a lot about health and
Right.
We are not pharmacists, doctors, or anything of that nature. Let me drop this real quick. Under the fair use disclaimer, we are under Section 107. This is for educational purposes only. This is not using any copyright information. We are just strictly sharing our personal experiences. Okay. Back to the regular schedule program. All right, now I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me see how clear my camera is. That's my Aunt Nita. That's
Oh my word.
Yes, this is
My mother said her man was American.
Yes, you and Aunt Nita are twins.
Wow. Let's follow up. Like I said,
Yeah.
it could be easily, it could be possible.
We're gonna get back to that part later on. So okay. How has living with type 1 diabetes shaped your discipline and mental toughness?
It's just that it's continuing to go each day because as frustrated as I get about my medical or any frustration, I enjoy life. I enjoy living. Even if I have a bad day or something happens to annoy me or the world is on fire, whatever the case may be, I enjoy this thing that we get to do called life. I enjoy learning, living. And so where my discipline comes in or where the management of this comes in or where I was able to switch that language to I can manage this condition versus it just dealing with this condition is the fact that I just like waking up each day for what is possible. And that's ultimately what keeps me disciplined and helps me to manage it.
Now, we're gonna take a brief. We've been on a little over half an hour,
Okay.
so we're gonna take a brief intermission, right? Normally, what happens is we normally put together a presentation for whoever comes up and they do the magazine, so on and so forth. Due to the weather and so on and so forth, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just off balance. But what I do have that Jane is not aware of, I have a special dedication, something that she blessed the All You Locked In community with, and I'm going to share it with y'all. First time ever heard, ever played, ever anything. Something that she took her time and created, and we appreciate so much. I'm going to share that with y'all. So just bear with me real quick. Let's get into this song, and hopefully y'all like it as much as I like it. Let me make sure. All right, this is a song right here. You ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's it. Ain't that your song?
That's the one. Yeah, it's a gamer influence song.
Circle keeps shrinking, I expand my sight. They panic early, I delay the fight. Noise everywhere, but the code stay clean. I don't spray shots, I let angles lean. Learn real balance where the pressure lives. Late game breath is the edge I give. Humble stance, but the frame stay tight. Heart on gold, but I don't miss twice. Drop in ready, never rush. Calm in the storm while the rest combust. You chase clout, I rotate smart. Same cold mind from the very first start. They confuse silence for lack of flame. Never clock discipline wins the game. I read patterns, I don't overbuild. Let them waste moves till the board goes still. I invite pressure, I welcome eyes. Trolls talk loud till the moment arrives. Never tilted, never emotional. I don't rage quit, I make it surgical. End game nerves, but my pulse stays slow. Zone closing in, I already know. Never angry and never unfair. I don't get loud, I get precise there. Base hit heavy like the ground I claim. Roots stay firm while the field gets strange. I don't rush wins, I let time expose. Who folds under weight, who really knows? I don't hunt noise, I hunt position. Calm execution, beats ambition. Test if you want, just come correct. I don't chase chaos, I let it negate. That's how you close.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It is. Listen, that is no. To me, that was pure enough. That was definitely
Yeah, it took I will have to admit that took 10. There were about 10 versions of that song. And I don't know that it's still finished yet. There's a driving beat that I still am not. I'm one of those people that's like I'm all about the layers of a song. I am not so I have written like lyrics I will write. I have a guitar that I have a love-hate relationship with. But when I hear music, so I like hearing, lyrics are number one for me. Like there has to be some sort of lyrical reasoning for a song, regardless of the genre of music. And then outside of that, I need layers to kind of each have a role. And so as much as so it took 10 tries to even get to where that song is. It's a thank you to another content creator who will remain nameless because that's what they've asked me to do. But there's a rhythm that I'm still missing in that song, so I'll eventually get it. So, but
Man, all I
that's
know
kind of
is
the story of that song there.
that song will be on heavy rotation. If y'all catch us in the morning, it's going to be on heavy rotation, just like some of the other songs that sent over to us. We appreciate you so much.
Of course, thank you.
The talent that comes from the individuals that lock in is unbelievable. Y'all are amazing, and I appreciate everything that y'all particularly do. Okay, so do me a favor, y'all. In the chat, I need y'all participation real quick. If you're learning something, if you're having fun right now, but you're still learning, drop the stethoscope. That's
I don't say that word. Stethoscope. I had to take speech therapy for like, sister, how many years? From what, first grade to stethoscope, first grade to like fifth grade, I had to take speech therapy classes.
Nobody laughing. You're listening. That's a scope. That thing, you know, the thing you put in your ear. Right. Drop that in the comment section with the emoji. And it's a purple heart.
You can do, hey, you have GLP-1 people in here, you have diabetics in here, so y'all can drop the needle too. So it's okay to have the needle in the chat in this context.
That's a scope. That's
the scope. Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, that's good enough. So, yeah.
Y'all know how to say it. Y'all say it. Y'all gonna laugh later on. Y'all can clip this and have a ball laughing at. Listen to Chip try to say that's a scope. That word. Okay. Anyway, let's go into this. Okay. How do you protect your mental health when your body isn't cooperating?
Finding laughter. I like to, I've shared this in another chat. I like to create a little bit of benevolent chaos. It's the thing that brings me the most joy in life. And what does that look like? So, the weather that we're all having in the state, and we did have a small power outage this morning. So I share, my sister lives in a different state. So she asked how we were doing. And so instead of just answering, we're good, the power came back on. I went into this, the road to town is still shut down and the mind is closed. Like it was like, the 1800s. Like I can't just I just don't give a straight answer and all this other stuff. But I just tend to like to create a little bit of joy and make people laugh. Even if it's a dark time, I just think it's important that we cry and have tears. And so that's what I try to do to just keep my mental, I find whether it's my chickens or my cats or my family, I just try to find moments to laugh and to have joy and to keep my mind young.
Okay. What does your inner dialogue sound like on a tough day?
A tough day, inner dialogue. Unfortunately, that I'll figure it out. I probably this is probably a space I probably need to get better at, because I tend to shut down or close in on like I will figure this out, even though there are people surrounding me that can help me. But my inner dialogue just tends to get very much. I kind of shut things down and try to kind of figure out the cause and effects and how to move forward.
Okay. This is another clippable moment, y'all. Let's clip the whole video. Have you ever had moments where you felt tired of being strong?
Oh, 100%. Every day. Yeah, but I ask for help. Like I would say it's probably starting in, I would say about 4 years ago. I am not shy about whether it's in my home or somewhere at work. I have gotten to a better place of being very vocal about I need help in this moment. So I don't try to hold on to this caricature of being this strong Black woman or whatever you want to say. It's not healthy. It causes a lot of cortisol, and there's a lot of people in the chat can tell you what cortisol does to the body. But ultimately, I try to, I've given up this idea of always trying to be strong all the time.
Here we
and
go.
Hold on, I'm getting an alert that my blood sugar is going up, so I'm going to check it real quick.
Watch this. Slow down and break it down into 3 syllables and hit the step hard. Steph the scope.
Oh, are we
Yeah.
getting a lesson?
That's
Okay, so everyone, that's my sister. So she's an educator, so she is educating us right now.
sister. Well, I appreciate you. On live, you were able to teach me how to say the scope. Bam, boom, boom, bam. There we go. That's the scope. Now I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna make a rap song out of it. Let's see. Okay. What helps you reset when frustration creeps in?
My chickens, my cats, my chickens. Yeah, my cat and my chickens. Chickens will teach you everything you need to know about human behavior, and cats will teach you everything you need to know about not taking yourself seriously. So, okay, he messed up the whole thing now. He's from Canada, so they say it differently up there. So,
All right. Okay, so in this next segment, this section builds emotional trust. This is the homesteading and healing segment. How did homesteading become part of your lifestyle?
yeah, so it's always in many ways, it's always been a part of our lives. My parents, from generations, it was a thing. My mother talks about her parents doing it, my father, his parents doing it, and grandparents. And so it's always been a part, our family mirrors many of your families here. So there was a generation of time that a lot of them from Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all the places. Some of them moved north. My dad was a military brat, so he kind of moved all over, but ultimately we settled in Texas, and it was something we always had: a garden, some chickens, and we moved to this one property that had everything. It had 2 pear trees, two different types of pear trees, apple trees, peach and plum trees. We did a garden every summer and spring, and so it was a part of we had goats, even though they were silly goats. We had chickens, and neighbors usually had cows and horses and stuff like that. So it's just a part of. It's very important for me to be in the dirt. I get a lot of energy from the sun. Even though as a kid I was allergic to the sun, I get a lot of energy from the sun. I get a lot of energy from being in the dirt. I prefer being outside, and so that's just it's what comes naturally to me.
Okay. Let's see. What does working with the garden and chickens give you that nothing else does?
It's 2 things. It's one and the same. I'm a person of faith, but I'm also a person of science. But I also don't separate the 2. So my science informs my faith, and my faith is built by science. It's a marrying of the 2 things. You see patterns in nature. Like I said, I've said something about organized chaos a lot. So when you garden, when you grow something when you ensure that the soil is proper for gardening, and then you put seed into the ground, and then you do all the things you think you are doing to give that said plant life, and then a Texas tornado comes through, you realize very quickly you have zero control over what happens under the sun. But a garden will renew itself. It will grow if you tend to it right, even after a storm. And then you get all this fruit, and you get all these vegetables. And so it just teaches you a lot about life and how to navigate it.
Okay. Now, really quickly, right? So, for your viewers and the viewers that's on my channel, I'm going to run a quick contest. This contest will win the person 2 All You Locked In shirts. Now, of course, you can't answer it, but in the chat, right? Put a 1 if you are, if you think you know Jane really well as far as her channel, like you've been around. So it's this thing I'm going to ask you about her. channel that if you watch her, then you would know. Put a 1 in the chat if
This
you.
is gonna be fun. This is gonna be so much fun.
Throw a 1 in the chat real quick if you know. I should discredit you, but it's
Should I come off camera so they don't see my face?
No.
Okay. I don't want to give anything away.
Who else? Okay, traveling T. Okay. All right. So the question is, right? Type in the chat. What TV show does Jane name her chicken characters after? Well, what characters in the TV show? Well, what's the name of the show that she names her chickens after?
Joe got it. Yeah.
Let me see. Grey's Anatomy. Okay. Let me see. Grey's Anatomy. And Grey's Anatomy. Okay. Let me see if there's anybody else. Okay. Grey's Anatomy. All right. So, all of y'all Grey's Anatomy people, comment listen, to qualify, you gotta comment after this live, like, hey, I answered correctly, so that I could get with you and find out some ways of sending you out your winnings. All of y'all who answered Grey's Anatomy is correct. So, see, I watch your content. I wouldn't know that you named your chickens after Grey's Anatomy, which is one of my wife's favorite shows. So, yes, that was an easy one. Grey's Anatomy. Okay. Remember, don't say, well, Chip, you promised me a shirt. If you don't comment after the live, you are disqualified. Comment after the live. I won. And I'll find someone, either you can email me or email Jane or whatsoever. Hey, I won. We're gonna screenshot this so I know who to send the shirts out to. All right.
And my sister asked the question. Do they know about Derek? I've not. That's for content later. You're giving away content, sister. So
don't listen. We don't get ahead of yourself, sister. See your sister.
It's all on a schedule. YouTube's on a schedule.
Okay. So, what lessons has nature taught you about patience and timing?
And that's just it. I kind of mentioned it before. You have to cauliflower. So I'll post a picture on my page, but anybody who grows cauliflower takes a while to grow. And one of the things you have to do with cauliflower, and hopefully there's some of my gardeners on the chat and they'll talk, but you ultimately have to use its leaves to cover itself so it doesn't get a sunburnt from the sun. With cauliflower, it takes a long time to grow that bulb. It's a long time. But once it grows, it's the most beautiful plant you can imagine. Anybody that grows things that takes 2 years. So like asparagus is a 2-year process to grow a proper asparagus. Strawberries, they grow in the first year, they would, but you really don't want them till the second season. So you just have to learn about sort of the nature of plants and kind of how to deal with them. Tomatoes can be very, they have a sensitive temperature, like anything above 90 degrees they're not going to be prolific in. And where do I live? The state of Texas. So it's just, you learn about the balance of everything when you're including, most importantly, patience when it comes to growing plants.
Okay. Now here go another clippable moment, y'all. And I'm gonna need your participation again in the chat. So, would you say homesteading has helped your health mentally or physically?
Both. I mean, if you're eating your own food, we all know, there's words out there that we're all concerned about the food we're getting from grocery stores and things like that. So the food you're eating. So the most important thing about when you homestead and grow is that you can decide what it is you want, like what is good for your body to eat. Because every vegetable isn't healthy. Yeah, if you have an allergy, certain vegetables and things like that, or inflammation is caused by that, you shouldn't be eating it, right? So cooking at, home cooking in general is healthier for you. Getting foods from the garden that you're tending to what's going into that soil, how it's being processed, things like that is healthier. And you're just making the choices of what benefits you, right? And then and then just the mental part of it 100%, because again, you're getting that vitamin D. You're out. We've got to get outside. And I know I speak from a very I speak from a space that my outside may be different than everybody's on the call when it comes to, I'm surrounded by trees and birds. I can go outside right now and see the stars in the sky, and I can see the moon and all the things. And so I know I speak from a privileged place when I talk about the importance of going outside, but it is important that we walk in the park, that, Callie, Sea Life, calisthenics, he works out in the park, and the energy he's getting from just being outside and what that is doing for his body in the process of working out is so important, right? So it's both physical and mental of the benefits.
So drop a plant emoji in the chat if nature brings you peace. And this is for anybody. Anybody can do that. Okay. So got another segment, which is...
And Mr. Russian, yeah, it also keeps you active. I mean, carrying... I wish I had a YouTube channel when I had to because we got our compost brought in, so the soil in our area is just iron ore. You don't want to grow things in the soil the natural soil because it's just full of iron ore. And so we had to bring in compost from a compost place, and I would have to get my husband to explain the cubic feet of all that. But the amount of work it takes to shovel that into raised beds, you get a pretty decent workout out of that. It took probably 2 weeks to move all that dirt.
So we've covered your life, and we covered homesteading and diabetes, type 1 diabetes. Now, this is for the content creators. This is for the individuals who want content creators. You're either a content creator or a content creator in training. Either one. These questions, this segment is for you. Okay, so what keeps you showing up on YouTube even when life is busy or heavy?
The people, so I noticed something on my phone the other day. So we all probably noticed this, and I'll share this for you, Chip. But I type in a name now, and then the emojis I associate with that person automatically come up. So Chip, for you, I start typing Chip, I get the salute, the locked, and then I usually give you because we get to meet you every morning, right? And then I do, if I can type in any person's name, and then whatever emoji that I associate with them comes after that. And what I have found and I discovered that I give out a lot of hearts to people. So I think what brings me back, what keeps me coming is, one, I love talking about my chickens. I know I don't do as good a job as talking about my health journey. I like showing off my cooking because I married a great cook. I think I'm a pretty decent cook. And so I like showing those things off. To people, the gardening keeps me accountable. So being in the garden communities is helping me stay accountable to making sure this garden works out well this year. And I'm enjoying the people. I get energy from folks. And so I'm kind of vampiristic in that way. I get a lot of energy from people. And so I do enjoy, I enjoy, that's why I show up, is because of the people.
So now, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to piggyback on you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound bad? Well, anyway,
Okay.
For content creators or content creators in training, or people that just love the fact that we putting out content, you don't have to be a content creator in training. When you see and I'm gonna let y'all know, right? I'm gonna pop up. That's my sister. That's my biological sister.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't do content, but because her brother is out here doing content, comes in, shows support. I love you, sis. I appreciate you. All that other good stuff, man. Honored. It's always an honor to when your family, besides your YouTube family, when your family come and support what you're doing, it is by far, you get choked up. So salute to you, Miss Nisha. We appreciate you. You know, everybody go run and flood her page and just let her know we love her and all that good stuff. All right, so needless to say, we got some farmers, we got some people that in the chat that are content creators. That
We got everybody in here. Like, can I? Well,
yes,
you go to the next question because it may come up naturally. So I'd rather it come up naturally. But if it doesn't, I do want to say something about.
This segment is about all of them, all of the content creators, all of the individuals that do what we do or ever aspire to doing what we're doing. Listen, listen. I love you down, sis. Appreciate you. For them, one thing as a content creator, right? We want to make sure that being that you came and you spent this hour with us, that you're growing. So please drop your chats, drop your links. If you don't have a wrench and you're on my channel, you can type !lock. It'll drop your link for you. And in her chat, I believe it's
chickens with hashtag chickens.
Hashtag chickens. And that'll
with
drop
an S. Hashtag chickens with an S. With an S. Chickens.
Okay. That would drop your channel links in the chat, and then people could connect with you and so on and so forth. Also, a great secret. This is, I say it, but a lot of people don't understand how important it is for engagement on your videos. When you comment after a live, when you comment on someone's short or their long form video or their premiere, if you comment, the algorithm, what it does is it picks up a signal from your channel saying that, hey, this person is engaged. This person likes what they're seeing. So they reward the person that you're watching, but they reward you as well. And they share your channel out and start recommending your channel to other people because you are an engager. Engagement means there's more people that can watch ads and they get paid off of ad revenue. So they reward you for that. So I'm going to tell you again, if by any chance, if you're serious about this content creating thing per se, if you really want your channel to go to another level, if your channel is stuck, start commenting after lives and premieres. Even if you just say hi, good morning, good afternoon, good word, whatever it is, it shows engagement. And that pushes you and pushes the person that's doing the content.
And engage with other people who are commenting. If you and I've learned this from between you, Chip, Kendi K, Corey's comedy. He's a new, like in the last month I've connected with him. That's kind of his requirement. Go back to his, go back to his live, comment in the chat, and his group, they know. Like if you go in and comment in that post, that live, they're connecting with you afterwards. And so it's been truly amazing. Like I said, and I know you have questions on this, so that's why I'm kind of stopping myself, because again, it's going to probably naturally, what I want to share and say will probably naturally come up. So I'll wait for the questions.
Yeah, and everything. These questions is about you. Oh. We going into you.
Well, then I'll say this. If it's going to segment in more of me, what I'll say is this: so sometime in like October, November, I knew. I felt it in my heart, and I had my beautiful, what we call ourselves the Core Four, which is the Boss Way, our Hard Dream, as many of us know, Joe at Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey, and then Self Help India, which is Hermione. I was just talking and sharing, and then I'm, talking with other creators, just about. I knew that I would not thrive in being just a niche creator and just GLP-1 or this GLP-1 who happens to be type 1 diabetic. And it was very early on because I had my chickens. I was showing my chickens. I knew I would have my gardening, that I was just going to be whatever I showed up as. And as a result of that, I connect with channels about things that I'm interested in. Like if you want to know anything about me, if you see the channels I'm connected to, that is everything you need to know about me under the sun, right? And so I enjoy my lives because I get to see all these worlds combine. George Costanza, if you ever watched Seinfeld, was, there was chaos around worlds colliding. I love it for YouTube. I think it's awesome that there are people from many different communities engaged in the chat. I get that, YouTube and the algorithm may not like me, but at this point, I rise above it and we can rise above it. So that's all I wanted to say about the chat. I love that the chat is thriving and it's a varied group of people.
So and here's another horseshoe, another thing I'm throwing out there, just because y'all took your time and y'all steadfast and y'all chilled with us. So a lot of y'all watched me take the channel from 0 to where it's at now. That means I wanted to take the excuse away from anybody saying, well, you only get monetized, you're only doing numbers because you already had XYZ. Right. So I showed them verbatim, week by week, how to do it. What I'm willing to do is, I'm not starting over. I'm not doing that again. But I will, if you reach out to me, right? Or you reach out to anybody that's in the Are You Locked In community, and they let me know like, hey, this person would like the help, I will throw you an alley-oop. What I will do is I will create a 90-day calendar. That 90-day calendar will get you monetized if you follow it verbatim. I'm going to say it again. In 90 days, your channel, no matter where you're at right now, can get monetized if you follow the steps on the calendar. If you don't cheat the system, you will be monetized in 90 days. It doesn't take long. The main thing that holds people up is watch time. Well, the secret is if you have a huge community, watch time is easy.
Right.
Because you got 20, 30 people watching your channel, right, watching the stream, and you're collecting views regularly for your content.
Just create a playlist. It's easier if you have a playlist.
The downside of this all, right? The ones that want that fast track 90-day calendar, right? There's a downside to that. You will have to go live. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you do it under Avatar. I don't care if you do it under a Muppet. I don't care if you hide in the back. You have to have your camera go live and just talk to the people. The ones who are able to go live and talk to the people, you will get monetized in 90. I promise you. You have to go live though. It's no, you're not gonna be able to short your way there. You can't get monetized in 90 days by just dropping shorts. I don't care who you are. But if you go live and you just be you, you're gonna have a community that backs you, that supports you, that pushes you, that watches your playlist, and is going to help you get monetized. Right. Another secret. Here, I'm just giving them all away because Jane is by far one of the individuals who touches my heart. Matter of fact, she looks like my aunt, so she gonna get this, right? Write this down, y'all. Create some form of a challenge with your core people. So the people that show up, no matter what you do, create a challenge with them. Mine's was, hey, do 10, bring 10 new people to the chat, get 10 watch time hours for yourself personally, and I give you a shirt. Yours could be do 5 and 5, and you send them a cup of coffee. Whatever the case may be, when you start doing challenges and people are able to win something, the competitive nature of these people naturally kick in. It's no different than if you're running
Right.
or you see somebody run by you.
Right.
Your natural instinct is, I don't care what they're running from, but I'm running too. I'm getting goals. I'm trying to look what's going on, but I'm gonna run. I'll find out what's going on after I run though.
Right.
It's the same thing with your channel. The minute your channel picks up momentum, your team is pushing you. They're pushing you forward. See, it's some people in here. The source, right?
The source. Yep.
The source.
And then Kendi K was in here earlier. Yep.
The source, the Kendi K's, I seen Stash Cash, I seen Corey World, I seen Joe, I seen Hajina, I seen Auntie Mama. Let me let y'all know this, right? I met a lot of y'all through Auntie Mama's chat.
Right.
A lot of y'all. So if you're not doing anything in the morning and you want to grab a cup of coffee, come chill with Auntie Mama.
Right.
I met a lot of y'all through Auntie Mama, and trickled effect, went into the comments, who commented, and did that process. But listen, if you really want to grow and you really want to take your channel to another level,
and watch, and let me, because so I've shared with a lot of people that I spent, because again, due to things beyond my control, and I will drop words, and y'all should, hopefully y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. My big boss gave me 45 days off of work, so I'll just leave it at that. So, and I had some vacation during the holidays. So that means I had a lot of time that I could spend on YouTube doing a lot of observation and connecting to a lot of different groups, right? And so the source, Are You Locked In, Kendi K, Auntie Mama, local reviewer, Oki's Eden, Fairbrick Studio. Again, doesn't like me to shout his name, but I'm saying his name, Mr. Russian. So there's several people who have the philosophy. The philosophy is this: basically, we're all on this platform to ultimately share our stories, and I'm going to say it out loud because there should be no shame in this, and to get monetized. You can, so this is coming from Dave Ramsey, who's a financial guru, and he says this on his show every single day. There's no reason you can't make money doing the things you enjoy doing. And you shouldn't feel bad about that. Elon Musk does not feel bad that his company is going to value him as the first trillionaire doing something he enjoys doing. Not to say he's good at it, because he's a good investor. He didn't invent anything, but he is a good investor. He is not crying about making money doing something he enjoys doing. And that's the mentality that we've got to be okay with. I have people in my life who, through a lot of hard work and hustle, that they set out to be what they want to be in the playwright world, in the theater world. And it was not easy. It was, they had to hustle that life, but they are now at a point and where they are celebrated, and they are the go-to based on the work that they do. If you do not enjoy what you're doing, you're going to give up doing it. But you can earn money doing it. And that is, I am blessed that the work that I do on a day-to-day basis is something I love to do, I believe in, and I will do it till the day I retire. And even after I retire, I will still be connected to that world because I love serving in the capacity that I serve in. And so, and I can make money doing it. And it's kind of like what I say, if there are people who enjoy unfortunately it's now only 31 chickens, who enjoy seeing my 31 chickens, who enjoy Mark the Rooster attacking me, I'm going to let them earn their chicken feed. And it's as simple as that. And so we've got to be, we've got to be okay with why we're in this space, right? To that point, make sure you're observing the people when you go into these lives, especially in lives that are about connecting and growing, pay attention to who's in the room. Pay attention to the people saying, I will watch your playlist. Pay attention to the people saying, do you need more subs? Who needs subs? Who needs their playlist watched? Connect with them because they are quite literally happy to do it. I've had people since September who at first I never asked for it, but since probably 2 weeks into September have steadily watched my playlist without prompting. Now, the altruistic nature of humanity says I should serve in that way too, right? So whether it's back to that person or someone else, when you see someone saying they need watch hours and people, support them. We either, what did John Hancock say at the signing of the Declaration of Independence? Either we hang together or I'm not going to get the quote and my apologies for that. But if we are saying we're part of a community or a group, yes, you've got to put in the work. You can't be lazy about this, and you can't not create content and do all those things. You've got to put in the work for it. But if you're a community, you're in lockstep together. Now, will there be times that we have a Beyonce of the group, we have a Diana Ross of the group that their star goes wherever? Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You hope that being tagged to them will help you grow, but that doesn't mean the rest of you still don't join in lockstep together, right? And so that's the reality of all of this. You've got to pay attention to what's going on in the room. Pay attention to the people that are supporting you and who want to support people. Give back. I love that I can do a community post and say, hey, this person needs 10 people to get to 50, or this person needs 5 people to get to 1,000. And I know people are going to show up for that person. Like, that excites me every day. Or this person needs watch hours and people will go and watch. So I know I went on a high horse, so I apologize.
No, you're good. I'm trying to see. Okay. So because I have Jane here, right? You guys see the link that I posted? Okay. So for all of the individuals who are scared to cam up, like they don't want to show their face, they feel that their voice is scratchy, and they're afraid of how people are going to think about them, and so on and so forth, right? We have a young lady in our community. I call her Mimi, but we call her Me Too. That is a faceless channel. Now, her channel is monetized. Her channel also, she teaches individuals how to use other streaming platforms to create content. So she helped me with the metaverse. So I'm going to actually do some content from the metaverse. We practiced earlier. I'm going to go in the metaverse. Now, the metaverse is open to all of y'all. I will drop the link if you would like to create your avatar and come over. If you don't know how to swim but want to learn how to swim, if you like snowball fights, if you like bowling, if you like anything, if you just want to go sit on the moon and we chop it up over some stars, it is possible in the metaverse. I'm going to show y'all some footage from the metaverse really, really quickly. Let me make sure I got it here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's see. No. Okay, here we go. Yes. So Can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this. Can y'all see the screen? All right.
Yes.
So let me go over to it. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit while we Oh, why it's not playing? Let me see. It's not showing us.
Is it not going in?
Gotcha.
Oh, is it on a different tab? Did you do tab or did you do?
So,
Oh, there you go.
so they
There it
can't
is.
see John.
So here we go. Let me see. Shoot, how do I get this bigger? Let's see.
Okay, I'm learning.
All right.
Listen, I'm about to get up off here. I'm about to go play me some 2K.
So hold on. Let me see. Let me back up a little bit and see if y'all can see. Okay, so this is the vertical. But as y'all can see, if y'all can see up at the top, basically, that is us filming in the podcast room, sitting at the table.
Or
We
how to
just
stream
having
this VR set. Because I'm going to tell you,
conversations, so on
I
and so
can
forth.
stream regularly. And
I'm on a pair of
we
headphones.
get a lot of views.
Well, eyeglasses.
Regular, but coming into this.
But you can do it from your phone. Let me come back to y'all real quick. But all right, so later on, I'm gonna actually go. I'm gonna go two ways. I'm gonna go through these headsets, right? And I'm gonna go straight from my phone. And I'm gonna show y'all how you can do your content in the VR world now. You ain't gotta mess around and deal with the trolls and everything. You can go over there and create your own world. If you want a world filled with chickens and you just want to do planting all day and you've never farmed a day in your life, you can do it there now. If you want to go swim and pet the dolphins, you can do it in the metaverse. If you per se always wanted to be in a beauty pageant and you want to walk like a runway model down that, you can do that in the metaverse. All of this stuff I'm naming to you is basically a virtual reality world where you can be who you are, what you are, and raise it to the fullest potential, and then show it to everybody that you're particularly doing it. It's mind blowing. You can actually, oh man, you can ride in vehicles, and we could chase each other around in the streets of Dubai. We can, if we said, you know what, hey, let's go through this portal, and we're gonna go to Hawaii and go sit down under some palm trees and watch a luau and watch them perform. We could do that together while we're doing content. Our avatars will be there, and our lips move as we're moving and as we're talking. And you can change your voice and so on and so forth. It's really cool. So this link, this hyperlink, I will, for those that I have on IG, I will drop it in the IG chat. Those that want to come and check it out, some of you have already created like your avatar, and if you want to have some, if you want to go to church over there, like whatever it is that you want to do, you can do in the metaverse and on the real time. Like you can go to a Beyonce concert that you can't afford in real life and be front row at the Beyonce concert verbatim, if that's what you chose to do. It's really cool. So we're going to, myself, Me Too, Hustle Man, Zoe Madden, we're going to be doing a lot of content over in the metaverse, from bowling to snowball fights to frisbee throwing to jet skiing to riding around in spaceships, floating in anti-gravity fields and jet packing. We're going to explore. if you're scared of roller coasters and so on and so forth, and makes you can put on your and feel the effects without physically going on the ride itself. It's super fun, and again, we are still working out the kinks and so on and so forth, but it is by far up and running now. And again, you don't have to have the headphones. You can do it right from your cell phone, whether you're Android or an Apple user. And it is easier to get monetized in the metaverse, and you can get paid doing what you love to do in your world. So those that need an extra source of income, by far, we'll show you how to go about doing some content and getting paid to do what you do.
Right. And maybe even get the metaverse, maybe they'll even sponsor you because they need people to hype up the metaverse these days since they've had to lay off a couple of folks.
And you want to catch them now before they start charging to get into the metaverse.
Right.
So be the ones to take advantage of the freeness of it. Yes. So now what we are going to do for this next, we got about half an hour or so, we're going to open up questioning to the chat. So if anyone in the chat has any questions for Jane, anything that y'all would like to know, anything y'all like her to talk about, so on and so forth, or if you just want to give her some, well, I don't know, some accolades, you drop it in the chat, or you can, oh, sure, I don't have my phone. Normally have like a burner phone near me, and they could have called the phone and called in and spoke to
that's cool.
directly.
You don't need it.
Yeah, if
I was able, so Evelyn, I was able to get on the metaverse just through my phone. I don't, does the VR headset enhances the experience, but I was able to use my phone to log in.
Okay, this says, can you confirm that you need the VR headset to participate in Meta? Okay, you don't. You don't need the VR headset. You can do it straight from your phone. I don't know if you have an IG page or if you have an email, I can send you the link. And then once you come in the metaverse, I can kind of like be your tour guide and walk you through like how to set up, and you pretty much dress your avatar how you. Well, it's like, I don't know if you ever played that game Sims. It's like you create your avatar or matter of fact, if you think about on Instagram, right? You know how you create them emotion cards, the stickers, how it looks like you, that's your avatar. Right. That is your actual avatar in the metaverse. The same avatar you use for those stickers. Let me see. Being able to check it. You're in line. Listen, okay. So hold on. Let me see if we got any questions.
And one thing for those of you who use StreamYard, they are starting to put a question mark if they recognize a question, either by how the question starts or by the question mark sign. They're identifying it as a question. So just FYI, some updates StreamYard's doing.
Okay. JC, could you tell us which one of your Lord of the Rings blades is your favorite and why?
So I did a blog about a week or so ago of all my Lord of the Rings memorabilia, and so probably my favorite blade is Sting, only because it's a humble blade. I'll grab it real quick. It's probably my favorite blade because it was given to a hobbit. The hobbits were a humble creature, and so it's probably my favorite just because it was given to a humble little hobbit. And all 4 hobbits received a blade, but Sting is probably my favorite just because it resonates with even the smallest or most insignificant of us matter at the end of the day. So that's probably why it's my favorite blade.
Kendi K says she enjoyed the interview. Thanks, Chip. Congratulations on the full monetization, JC. You did that, friend.
Thank
Kendi
you.
K, we appreciate you. You're another individual who I don't think we did the Kendi K. You know, we're gonna have to get that online because I don't think Kendi K did her issue in the magazine. But we'll
Yeah, I would
get
love
it.
to see Kenny K.
Yes. I gotta work that out. Kendi K is one of my favorite. Has always been. She's extremely humble, but extremely assertive, and you know whatever she puts her mind to, she gets after it. For all of my content creators whose niche is action figures, comics, so on and so forth, right? I am by far a action figure collecting somebody. I will break down, and they're still in the box. I can go on and on and on. There's like I believe in collecting action figures per se.
Oh, that's so cool.
Uh, I do it for Marvel. I do it for DC, and I do it for wrestling action figures. Voltron, GI Joe. You name if it's worth some money, I keep it. If I keep all of it, keep it in a box. Human Torch. There is money to be made in collecting action figures. I will do a show in the metaverse where I show my collection per se of all my action figures, and we'll go over a review of just a few of the memorabilia and their worth. Like while you're sitting at home, right? What you could do is on Google, look at how much Spider-Man issue number 3 is worth.
Yeah.
And I'll show y'all Spider-Man issue number 3. I'll show you Batman issue number 2. I'll show you Superman issue number 1. I have quite a few comics per se in the stash.
Pretty impressive.
Where's Joe? I know I seen Joe in the chat. Joe, coming from England, one of the things when I went to visit my family in England that they got me was this thing with you. If you are in my age bracket, you know what this is, and you know
That is pretty awesome.
you know how much per se one of these would be worth in today's time in real time, still in the box. Anybody, you know, especially from England, I received it from England, from a family in England. They are Viewmasters. I have a couple Viewmasters per se. Even for like my grandkids now, they have Viewmasters that come inside of a story time book that if you save certain items in time, they become worth a pretty good decent penny.
They do, yeah. I have some of the Lord of the Rings thing that came out at the time of the movie, and then I'm also a big. I'd have to go to a different room to grab it. I'm a big big Lord of the Rings fan, but Doctor Who. So my father watched, Doctor Who from like this, 60s or whatever, and so we would watch it with him, and so I have a couple of those little collectibles and things like that. I think there was a few questions above, and so those are probably my biggest collectibles, are those types of things from those shows. I think there were like 2 or 3 questions, maybe 2.
Okay, so is metaverse what YouTube uses, or is it totally different? Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, let me explain it to you. The metaverse, YouTube, Google are pretty much all similar. They are what we call search engines. YouTube and Google are actually the same search engine. One shows videos, the other one shows statistics and so on and so forth. The metaverse is kind of newer, but it is attached to your Facebook. It is attached to your Instagram. It is attached to your TikTok if you have TikTok, and all it is basically a virtual reality. It's basically where some of those funny shorts where you might see a little baby dancing, doing one of the newest dances, or you might see some unbelievable things. You're like, no way, like this has to be AI. It is an AI driven type formality. If you ever use Chat GPT, your Chat GPT is in the metaverse per se. So whatever you can ask Chat GPT to do, you can conjure in the metaverse. It is, I ain't gonna lie, it is mind blowing. It is newer technology. It is fun per se. It is, I'm still learning as I grow, but we having a lot of fun while we learn. Cookie and 931. Okay. And whatever questions that you see or that I missed,
It should be 9:31 your time from Cookie. She asked one, and then there's a few. She's probably the first after
9:30.
It should be 9:31 your time.
And her name is Cookie. Okay, let's see. You've been able to reduce your insulin by half. Congratulations. Do you think you'll be able to reduce it by much more?
So real quick on how this works, insulin. So for non-diabetics, non-insulin dependent diabetics is what I should say. So mainly you don't have an insulin pump, or you're not taking the liquid version of insulin. You always have to have what's called a basal rate. So for, again, non-diabetics, you have what I would call a basal is just a small amount always running through your body. So if you're a non-diabetic in the room, your pancreas is producing insulin at a very low rate to keep your blood glucose down. Naturally, as someone who's a non-diabetic, and this is why timing of when you eat is so important, and I'll maybe have time to get to that in a second for those of you on a GLP-1 who don't experience hunger anymore. So as a non-diabetic, when you kind of have a schedule of when you eat, or your body sort of triggers, oh, I'm going to eat that, I'm going to eat that bagel, or I'm going to eat that smoothie, or whatever the case may be, that brain to pancreas relationship will release what's called a bolus dose of insulin, which is a huge dose of insulin to hopefully cover the amount of carbohydrates that you're going to eat. So that's what's happening in a non-diabetic naturally to a person. Someone who's taking insulin, I have to manually do those things. So because of my basal rate of insulin, I'll never not have that amount of insulin. I could get on a very strict diet, which I'm not going to do, because there are people who are type 1 diabetics that don't take insulin, but they're on a very, very strict diet. But so I'll always have some amount of insulin. I don't know that I'll reduce it much more than the 50%, because I feel like that might get a little dangerous. So I'm happy with where I'm at now. Mainly more basal insulin is running through my body than bolus or correction insulin. So that's the long and short of that.
Okay. What's your next international trip, JC, and what's on your bucket list of trips for 2026?
International trip. We really want to go to Costa Rica. We did Costa Rica as part of the Panama Canal cruise in 2019. So I just want to it's probably one of the few countries I could see myself, if I'm not living in the US, like living there. We really enjoyed it, so we want to be amongst the people. We like cruises, but we prefer being amongst the people when we're going to a place. And then as far as other trips, I'll always go to Italy. Italy is my mother is 1% Italian. I'm going to own that Italian and say that that's why I love Italy so much. But I love Italy, and I've not experienced Italy with my husband, and so I want him to love Italy as much as I love Italy. So that's on my list as well.
Okay, let me see if I see any other questions. I did this one. Let's see. Trying to watch UFC currently, but wanted to tap in. Okay, yeah, UFC is definitely one of my favorites as well. It's crazy that, so when you're a collector, my father is an avid collector, and he got me into collecting from the time I was young. So now my grandkids are collectors. Their collection is almost as extensive as mine. The only thing is they open theirs, whereas mine is still in the box. But by far, I could give Toys R Us a run for his money. If I displayed my action figures and so on and so forth, I can definitely rank with what Toys R Us was producing at that time. And on a comic level, like on comic books, I have comic collectors that are still questioning me and trying to get me to auction certain
Oh
books,
wow.
so on and so forth. So it's
I think Kindy K. She what's coming up on your channel for February?
yeah.
I need to do some chicken, like there's some chicken breed stuff I want to do, and I need to get that stuff out. I need to do an update. I've been on Zepbound for like 6 months, so I need to do those updates at some point. And then we'll get closer into the gardening stuff because we got our tomato seeds. So probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll, be doing, preparing the stuff that are for transplants. And I already hear them out there. I know some of you gardeners already have your tomatoes planted for transplanting yet, but we wait. My husband has a method, and he's not changing it when it comes to his tomatoes. So that will be kind of what February more than likely will look like. And then just whatever else I want to do. So I'm getting into, a few of us on here are getting into the gaming world. So at some point we need to make a decision about what game we're playing. I attempted Fortnite earlier today, and I will say this, there are some very patient gamers out there, and God love them for it, because they were very patient with me trying to get me to figure out that game. So
Yes,
so some fun stuff. I'm a random human being. I shared with someone that my version of a midlife crisis is becoming a YouTube content creator. So I'm all in.
So, and I'm all in with you.
There you go.
I'm in the game. Matter of fact, that's why your package thing get put together, because I was on the game. Me and my son, we was hooping in 2K. So. And I'm still, if you see me keep turning and looking, it's like, okay, all right. But anyway, needless to say, for anybody that would like to get into collecting or farming or gaming or any of those type of things, Jane, please let them know where you can be contacted at, where they can reach you, how they can find your what other do you have any other social media platforms that
not as the persona of Calamity Jane. I for reasons I'm not on things like Facebook. I'm barely on Instagram, so that I can connect with the Are You Locked In movement. I don't do a lot of other social media. So my email is on my description. So, feel free to reach out via email if there's things. And Kenny K, back to Kenny K's question of what content. There's a part of me that wants to talk more about, because people have had questions of sort of how did I, started September 13th, got monetized, officially January 13th. So someone out there do the days count. I don't think that doesn't make your 90 day. So I didn't make 90 days, but
it's
so how about this? 90 days since being a part of the Are You Locked In movement? Yes.
Bingo. And that's
so it is 90 days since being a part of the Are You Locked In movement. Because the first 30 days I was like, ooh, what is this? And actually any of the movements that I'm in, if there is a movement, I didn't really get involved with them until October, November, right? So anyway, so what I love, what I do in my day-to-day work is project management. And I would love to project manage content creators. Like, I could care less if you're a big content creator and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. If you're small, I enjoy, like, Amy Loses It. I don't know if she's still on. She got my head straight around this whole content stuff and literally was like, make a schedule. So I literally, in October, November, I literally set my YouTube channel like I would do a project management at work. And not only did the creativity open up, the ability to just breathe. Like, I wasn't stressed out about what was coming up next. Like, even now I have what I want to do through March, right? So I wouldn't, how about this? I would enjoy doing that type of, even if it's like once a week or once a month, so to speak. I enjoy that. And if some of y'all caught my Nightbot and StreamYard with Amy Loses It and Mary Ellis 360, I like being a facilitator and instructing. So I wouldn't mind doing that type of work or doing that type of content.
Now, I definitely have to make sure I do this before I get off of here. This person right here, Anthony Holmes 71, I'm going to let y'all know, right? As far as this Are You Locked In movement, he is the mastermind behind 90% of our hit songs. He is the person that, when everybody else was crumbling and fading and going in different directions, he was the glue that kept us together. As far as All You Locked, he's the one person in the movement that I can say everybody in the movement, no matter how you felt about Are You Locked In, was always cool with Anthony Holmes. He is by far one of my favorite musicians. He is an amazing artist all the way across the board. And we would love to have Anthony Holmes in an episode of the Are You Locked In magazine so that we can showcase some of the stuff. But every day, almost every word of the day, I do myself a tribute to Anthony Holmes and the things that he put forth in the movement as far as me moving forward, because there were times where I was going to step away and do other things besides helping people grow their channels. But Anthony is one of the ones that helped ground me and help get me motivated enough to continue to help people even after they done graduated. The graduation songs I actually have a couple graduation songs, and the Are You Locked In album that he's putting together is by far a must-have. Yes, we are on our way to greatness. This is like this movement, like I said, it's so crazy, but it's so good. But it's so crazy because there's a lot of people who come in and say, well, I couldn't really rock with Are You Locked In. It seemed like they're just a bunch of bullies. They're a cult. They're just all about themselves. I like to challenge those individuals. And my challenge to them is, show me another team out there that delivered as many monetized channels as we delivered, and I'll stop. I will stop all you lock in the hashtag, the everything, the minute you can show me another team that produced as many monetized channels as we did. Until then, I'm going to run Are You Locked In until the wheels fall off. I will be locked in until the lock is rusty and cannot lock and unlock anymore. And each and every content creator and their grandkids are financially stable. So that's just the answer to the questions for the end, because there's some people in the bushes that they're watching and like, hey, you know, Chip, you I thought you was gonna leave. Are you locked in? yeah, I am. When everybody make it through. Shout out to Journey. This is a Marvel wonderful family member. She is by far runs a fantastic channel. Get over to Journey's platform. Go check her out. She by far is a female content creator that is coming to challenge us on the musical realm in the Jamaican clash. And we honor her request and we accept her request. And we can't wait to have this nice, beautiful sound clash with Journey. While she's here, and before we get off, we're gonna play just a couple songs to let Journey know that we are very ready whenever she's ready. But yeah, now get over to her channel. She runs not a perfect platform, but a productive platform where it's family oriented and it can get gritty at times, but it's wholesome and it's, like I said, it's family oriented. She makes you feel like you are family from day one, and I appreciate her so much. Let me see. Oh, shout out to Krishna.
Yep.
Shout out to Krishna, by far one of the most loyal. Once she's committed. She's locked in. She's go check out.
Yep.
Take my word, y'all love her. Check out. Let's see. Shout out to my homegirl Michelle. That's another family member. Michelle is awesome. I really enjoy her platform. Really enjoy everything she does for the community. Everything she does outside of the community. It is like I said, one of them individuals that's always there, always around. We got 8 minutes left. Let's rock off for some music for this Saturday. Hopefully, y'all ain't stuck in the snow and y'all able to move around. Clear yourself away from your computer real quick, and let's listen to some good, wholesome tunes. Journey, for you, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Journey into calypso, like in the Jamaican culture. Calypso is very popular. So for Journey, we're gonna play some good wholesome music for her, and then we'll let you do your farewells and whoever you want to shout out and so on and so forth.
Okay. Yo, Ralph's kids in the building. Are you locked in? Worldwide, come on. Are you locked in? Are you locked in? Say yeah. Then are you locked in? From daytime straight to late. And are you locked in? Hands up, I no stress. And are you locked in? Whole crew locked in. Blessing. Pull up to the party, vibe already set. Baseline jumping, everybody sweat. Sun go down, but we ain't done yet. Are you locked in, crew? Yeah, you know we rep. From the block to the beach to the rooftop scene. Good vibes only, yeah, you know what I mean. Smile pan face, no negative team. Tonight all worries get washed real clean. DJ feel the back just one more time. Feel the rhythm when the stars align. If you feel the beat and you feel just fine, tell me right now, don't waste no time. Are you locked in? Are you locked in? Say yeah, then are you locked in? From daytime straight to late, then are you locked in? Hands in the air, no stressing. Are you locked in? Are you locked in? Blessing. wine slow, body in sync. Fella step smooth, grab a drink. Laugh them loud, yeah, we don't overthink. Life too short, so we party to the brink. Phone light up, capture the vibe. Everywhere we go, energy high. From first beat drop till the last reply. Look at the movement, can't deny. Everybody say, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in. Wave them hands from left to right. If you feel good, scream all night. Are you locked in? If you locked in, say yeah. Then are you locked in? From light to straight to late. And are you locked in? Hands in the air, no stress. And are you locked in? Oh, you locked in, blessing. Oh, you locked in, blessing. Are you locked in? Play back again. All and pull up, beg you play back again. All and pull up and play back again. All and pull up, beg you play back again. All and pull up and play back again. All and pull up, beg you play back again. All and pull up and play back again. All and pull up, beg you play back again. Yeah. Are you locked in?
Creators tap in. It's more than content. It's community.
Are you locked in? Mind right, heart clean. Same vision on the screen, same dream. If you grow, then I grow, that's the team. Are you locked in? Tell me what you mean. Are you locked in when the view's real low? Still posting, still showing up though. From the first upload to the next big win. Are you locked in? Yeah, we locked in. Started with a channel and a reason to speak. One upload, no traction, still believe. Learn the craft, stay patient with the grind. Consistency loud when the numbers decline. No shortcuts, no fake flex talk. We teach, we learn, we build, we walk. If you stuck, we come and we support. Everybody eat when the message pure. It ain't luck, it's time and faith. Press record even on bad days. When the algorithm tests your skin, ask yourself, are you locked in? Mind right, heart clean. Same vision on the screen, same dream. If you grow, then I grow, that's the team. Are you locked in? Tell me what you mean. Are you locked in when the view's real low? Let me pray for you. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I gotta change, and the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Some boy, we go first, you know go last. Ralphie chicks come to mash up the place. Nabada K and Dum Fashion and did the fibber screens. Come go boy, sound move. That like this, tell me what it mean, no friend, no need no place. You know go last. Ralphie chicks come to mash up the place. Nabada K and Dum Fashion and ready for the screens. Come go your sound move. That like this, tell me what it mean, no friend, no need no place. Let me pray for you. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I gotta change, and the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Someone, pull up, say, yo, yo, Ralphie's kids in the building. Are you locked in? Worldwide, no. Turn it up right now. Are you locked in? Are you locked in? If you locked in, say yeah then. Are you locked in? From daytime straight to late. Are you locked in? Hands up, I no stressing. Are you locked in? Whole crew locked in, blessing. Pull up to the party, vibe already set. Baseline jumping, everybody sweat. Sun go down, but we ain't done yet. Are you locked in, crew? Yeah, you know we rap. Hands in the air, put them L's in the air. Wave that sound, goodbye, no fear. From front row straight to everywhere. Ralphie's kids victory in the air. Na 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 na.
me stop playing. But Jane, man, it's been a wonderful, 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 wonderful interview. We appreciate your time. We've learned so much. If you can please shout out your team, your wonderful squad.
I'll start with the core four. Again, it's myself, DeBossway, DeBossway is our queen, so I'll just leave it at that. We have Joe, who is, she is probably one of the main ones that has connected all of us. And then Hamani at Stealth Health India, who is doing, make sure you're connecting with her. Again, it's at Stealth Health India. She is by far, she will be, or she is basically, I keep telling her, the Serena Williams of India when it comes to the GLP-1 journey. And so it's just amazing to be connected to these beautiful women. And, that's who began. Beyond that, there's a list of y'all that I could continue to shout out. And, I have to thank each of the communities that I've been involved with. Again, Okies Eden, Local Reviewer, the support that Fairbrick Studio gives to people, the Source, Kendi K all day, and the education that she gives. And then I will say that through the Are You Locked In movement, I have met... What I will say this about the Are You Locked In movement is that each and every one of you who's a new creator, you have to be a part of this movement to simply understand that you are not limited by what you think YouTube wants you to be limited by. How you show up every day, whether it, the live and all these other things. But also understand that being part of this Are You Locked In movement is that it's an exponent. I've been told I ramble, so I'll keep this short. The Are You Locked In movement is an example of exponential impact. And somebody hashtag this, exponential impact, meaning that what is given to you to support need to return and impact others. And that is the reality of any of these communities, that at some point you have to have where you are focused 60% on what you're doing and making sure at any given time, 30 to 40% you are supporting others. That's how all these people say, oh, the algorithm. The algorithm is a thing made by man. Get over it. Like, we can move beyond it. So support one another, do the things, but make sure you're making time for yourself, making time for your family, and that you're not negating the time you make for your family. So exponential impact is what we can do here. And if you are connected to me, I love you beyond. And for those of you who have contributed to my channel with the advice that you've given, with the support that you've given, you will forever be in my debt, and I will always be there to support, unless, you do something to one of my chickens, and then we have words. So, that's what I'll leave it at, Chip. And Chip, you continue to do the work that you do here in YouTube, and most importantly, what you do out in the community and for your family. And we will find out if we have a relative. So we will find out.
Yes, on that note, we are blessed enough to understand that it is a lot easier to do as a team than it is to do it solo.
Correct.
It is faster to get monetized if you help other people get monetized. Let me make sure that doesn't go over your head. If you're helping other people get monetized, you will get monetized faster.
Yep.
I promise you. Let me see. When we hit the 2-hour mark, man, we went 2 hours on a wonderful, wonderful, snowy forecast day. To everybody, please be safe. Love all of your loved ones. Tomorrow's word of the day, I'll get to it. It'll definitely be impactful. I'll make sure that it is super.
You can steal it. If you want to borrow exponential impact, I know it's 2 words, but take one of them if you want it.
That might have to be in another series. But yeah, on that note, y'all know, be the best you that you could possibly be. And we will see each and every single one of y'all at the top. Salute. Y'all, man, this is so awesome. Jane, thank you so much. Make sure you hang around for a little while. All right. Here we go. Okay.